Hello. Hello and welcome to 2021. Oh, I think for a lot of people, they're like, hallelujah, 2020 is over. It's funny because I remember in previous years, and I don't know if you remember, but 2018 and 2019 were really challenging years globally as well for a lot of people. There was a lot of energy around, oh my gosh, 2018 needs to finish, and then 2019 and that came and it wasn't much better, and then we're like 2020 fresh start, we're really going to go there, new kind of energy to 2020. A lot of people felt like it's going to be the great reset, it's going to be something amazing, and obviously we got slammed. And it's really quite interesting because I still again see a lot of the posts saying, yeah, 2021, we're going to end out 2020 and everything. Like there's this kind of almost this, I want to say hopeful energy, but I think it's more overly optimistic energy around saying the new year's happened, now all of the problems go away. Or now I can start afresh, which is a great thing, right? It's pretty cool to feel like a day in the calendar is turned over, so now we feel like we can start over. Hello and welcome to everybody who's just jumped on. Nice to see you all here. Happy New Year to you. Lovely to see you here. Give me a thumbs up or a little celebration to say that you're here and Happy New Year. Yeah, because it's one of those things, right, that we always feel like, have you ever had that mentality where you start the new diet on Monday? It's like, I'll do the thing on Monday, or next month I'm going to start it. And the new year is like the ultimate time where people go, I'm going to become everything I've ever wanted this year. And they write a big long list of resolutions around how they want to be, what they want to do, and how how they want to change their life in 1 year. And you know what? You can change your life significantly in 1 year. You can change your life significantly in like one moment just by making a different decision. You can absolutely do that. I'm not saying it's not possible. What most people are craving when it comes to setting New Year's resolutions is a sense of the way in which you want to feel. We want to feel differently than we did the year previously. We feel like perhaps the year that we had wasn't fulfilling enough. It wasn't deep enough. It was short or hard or long, way too long. Or it felt like we didn't make enough progress towards our life goals. So there's this big rush at the moment, and you'll notice it all over social media, right? Like, have you noticed it already? I know I certainly have. That already it's the new year, new me kind of vibe. There's the vibe of like, lose weight now, like get rid of those Christmas kilos, become a new version of you. It happens every single year. And it's so ingrained into our culture, it's so ingrained into our personalities that we feel like when we come to a new year, we need to reinvent ourselves or create something new. And if you want to do that, rad. It's so good. If you feel like New Year's works for you in terms of a motivator for you to create change in your life, then rock on. My siblings, my sisters and my brothers, rock on. Do the thing. In my experience, and for a lot of my clients and the people that I speak to, New Year's resolutions just don't work. And many people think, well, why? I come into January, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling motivated, I'm going to exercise every day, I'm going to eat really cleanly, I'm going to do this, I'm going to talk to that person, I'm going to make all these changes. People tend to have a really long list. And they don't work because they're not sustainable. They don't work because the why is often not big enough. I don't really set New Year's resolutions. I used to. Probably a long time ago, I reckon I set New Year's resolutions, and they always included changing something about me. Like changing my appearance. It was always like, this is the year that I'm going to get the body of my dreams. I cannot tell you for how many years, I reckon about 15 years, on my list of things to do for the year was to lose weight. Every single year. Who can relate to this? Who can relate to every single year was the year you're like, yep, I'm doing it this year, and you feel motivated and you're like, yep, I'm going to lose all that weight and I'm going to be happy. Because that's how you want to feel, right? I want to feel happy in my skin. I want to love myself. And we think that the way to do that is to make changes externally. That if I get rid of my fadubas, I'm going to be happy. That if I shift weight from myself, I'm going to feel content and loved and wonderful. I'm wondering how many of you out there have actually even lost weight in your life. and how short-lived that feeling of contentment is. Now, I'm not saying that you can't lose weight. I'm not saying that getting fitter and healthier is not something that I am advocating. Do as you please. Just don't align it with your worth. If you think that losing the weight this year, changing your whatever, is going to make you happy long term, you're in for a really rough surprise. Think about it in life. How very often do things externally make us content long term? They don't. If we can come to a place where we can accept now, if we can accept ourselves now, if we can find happiness now, if we can find gratitude now, if we can find peace within ourselves in this very moment, not in a future moment, not in when I get that job, get that partner, move to that place, find that house, lose that weight. If you can find peace and contentment within yourself now, then no matter what happens externally, you will be happy when you get there. Because most people have destination, what's the word? They call it something. Destination illusion, I'm going to say. That they're going to get to somewhere over there in the future and they're going to find happiness. But if you don't know how to cultivate happiness here and right now, you're not going to know how to cultivate happiness when you get there. Sure, for a little while you might feel like, oh my God, I did the thing, this is amazing, look at where I am. Have you ever had this? Like you've been dreaming about this moment to get that house, to find that partner, to fall in love, to lose the weight. You've done it and it feels great. And then very quickly you're like, this doesn't feel like how I wanted it to feel. Because what we're expecting of ourselves is that when we get to that place, then happiness automatically drops in. It doesn't. It can't, because happiness is not external. So if you're this year creating changes and resolutions because you're coming from a place of self-acceptance and you just want to explore life and improve and grow, but it's not to make you happy, then they're far more likely to stick. Because it's not dependent. A lot of people feel like a failure. Well, I said I was going to do this. I was going to read 24 books, and in the first month I failed. And now they give up on themselves. Now they feel like crap about themselves. It's not particularly useful. Imagine if this year was the year that you decided that incrementally you were going to make change. And maybe that a whole bunch of those resolutions are internal ones. To go, you know what, I want to be kinder to myself. It's not particularly tangible. You can't go, look, tick the box, was kind to myself. I've lost 10 kilo kindness points today. It just doesn't work that way. They're not as tangible, but they are more long lasting. The happier that we are within inside of ourselves, the more contentment that we can find within our own beings and our own bodies, everything else becomes easier. Achieving our goals becomes easier because we're not dependent on them. We're more likely to pivot. We're more likely to shift. So many people, and myself included over the years, have thought to themselves, if I just lose that weight, then I'll be happy. And then I'm not. I've experienced it many, many times. And the thing is, no one ever hated themselves healthy. If you want to get healthy, that's a beautiful thing. Look after yourself. Do it from a place of abundance, of I am worthy, I am valuable, I am whole, and I want to eat this, make this food choice over this food choice, or make that exercise choice over that exercise choice in order to value myself. That's a very different thing than, oh my God, I'm so fat, I will be valuable if I lose weight. It's a very, very different, why. The reason why you're doing it is so super important. If we come from a place of abundance, of wholeness, if we come from a place of gratitude and love already, then whatever we achieve is bonuses. For me, 2 years ago, I decided that once and for all, I was going to learn how to play the bloody piano. I've wanted to play piano for so long in my life, and I've owned a piano for a long time, a digital piano, but I just never got around to doing it. And I would set New Year's resolutions and maybe think about doing it. Well, I'm going to practice for an hour a day. But that never happens. If you are going to set goals for yourself, which I think is a wonderful thing, make them really achievable. Like super achievable. I'm not even saying, for me, my minimum requirement on piano is 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day, most days of the year. Not even all of them, because there's days that I might be traveling, there's days where I might be sick, but for the most part, I will always sit down for 10 minutes a day. It's not very long. Sometimes even on a really busy day, before bed, I'll just sit at the piano, I'll set a timer for 10 minutes, and once that 10 minutes done, I'm out of there. Sometimes it's 45 minutes, but my minimum requirement is 10. And it's the same. For the last 5 months, I decided that I'm going to learn Spanish. And I have a certain number that I need to reach, my minimum requirement. And it's not very much. But I've been doing it every day for 5 months. I'm learning a lot. I can now sight read very slowly, but music. I can read music now, and I have been doing that for 2 years. But I haven't done that because I've done an hour a day. I've done that because I've done incremental little steps. I'm wondering for you, if you are setting goals this New Year's, what are the small steps that you can make? If you never exercise, maybe just decide that you're going to go for a 10-minute walk twice a week. And you think, oh my God, how am I ever going to reach my goals if I do that? But the reality is you have to make it sustainable, and you have to integrate it into your everyday life. If you just all of a sudden go gangbusters like most people do at New Year's, new year, new me, get to the gym, flog yourself, go on a diet, do all the things, it's very unlikely to last, because it's diet mentality. No matter what the goal is, if it's money, if it's relationships, if you just think that you're going to solve it really quickly and then eventually go back to the way that you are, it's not going to last. I've played piano for 10 minutes a day, practically every day for 2 years. But just 10 minutes. But that's an hour a week, and that's more than I would do if I just committed to doing an hour every day, because it's too much. Goals need to be integrated into your being. They need to be part of who you are, part of you, part of your existence. So my messages, my takeaway messages for today's New Year's. First one is, I love you, and I hope that you can love yourself more and more and more and more, and have the courage to fall deeply and madly in love with yourself, and the courage to be you more and more. People won't like you. That's okay. You need to like you. That's my first takeaway. Be courageous, be brave, be you, and love yourself. Happy New Year, Noz. Lovely to have you here. My second thing is that external circumstances are never going to make you happy in the long term. The contentment, the fulfillment that you're looking for are never going to come externally. If you get that job, if you make that money, if you achieve that goal, they'll feel good for a bit, but it's who you become in the process of that. And if you're constantly looking for happiness outside, and I'm going to be happy over there, the destination illusion or addiction, then you're never going to have sustainable happiness or self-love. So look within. Find happiness and gratitude and love and acceptance right now. Practice that, and then achieve your goals, and you will be happy now and when you get them. Thirdly, if you are going to set goals, make them achievable. Make them small. Make them bite-sized. Like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Mary goes, the sun comes up, goes down, I grow in love. Oh, such the poet. I love your words, Mary. So beautiful. It's the third thing. Set incremental small goals that you can achieve, and then you feel successful, right? When I do my 10 minutes of piano for the day, I'm done. I'm good. Like, I've achieved, I'm saying good not in terms of I'm valuable, but I've ticked the box for the day. It makes me feel good because I've achieved the thing that I set out to do. If I set out to do an hour every day, I'm just going to do my head in and I'm not going to be able to achieve that. I'll feel like crap about myself. You see where I'm going here? How do we form our life and our expectations and our desires and our goals around really strong self-worth? Me doing 10 minutes a day accumulates. After 2 years, I can do pretty amazing stuff. Is it as fast as what other people might be? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not living their life. I'm not writing their story. I'm writing mine. Mary said, I wander out into the day and seek beauty most days. Steps happen. I just don't call it exercise. I love it. My phone's being things. Jasmine says, happy days, girlfriend. Yeah. That's about all for me. I'm wishing you such a courageous, a deep, a connected New Year. Not just a happy one, because you know what? Happiness is often fleeting. Happiness is often a moment. You know, connection, depth, courage to be you. There's moments in life where we won't be happy. Definitely not. But we can be grateful. Maybe, I could change it to Grateful New Year to you. Doesn't sound quite so catchy. But that's what I wish for you. I wish for a grateful New Year. I wish for a year to which we decide to fall deeper and deeper in love with ourselves and have the courage to be our truest and most authentic us. That's a pretty hard thing to do. So do it incrementally. Do it in little steps, bite-sized, baby pieces. Be a little bit kinder to yourself today than what you were yesterday. Grateful New Year to you. I love you all. Bye.